Welcome back to Insibles, everyone. So I'm going to go with you guys in the S&P 500. Again, this is the SPY. We have a very important FOMC meeting coming up tomorrow. Again, this is our 5th Fed rate hike. Our prior 4 Fed rate hikes in a row have been 25-point bases to 50-point bases, and then our prior 2 have been at 75-point bases. Our question going into tomorrow is if we are going to have a 75-point base rate hike or a 100-point base rate hike. So with the 84% chance of a 75-point base rate hike and a 16% chance of a 100-point base rate hike, after getting our momentum candle to the upside, again, getting an engulfing candle, mentioning that this isn't exactly the strongest move as we were looking for, because again, we did have our 20-day moving average curling down with not much room to run and opening around our midpoint from that gap up that we had on our momentum candle to the upside. Very much predicated again on what exactly Powell mentions tomorrow and exactly which Fed hike they do go with, 75 or 100, and to look for that possible digestion on a 75-point base rate hike if we are looking for that continuation on higher. I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for here. Now, before I jump into this, if you guys can do me a huge favor, smash that like button if you find this video useful at all. Hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates or market updates that I mention every single day throughout the week. And again, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Insibles room, for example, if you guys did see that major breakout just before close that we mentioned in the Insibles room about 30 minutes before close with SOBR, a very high risk play that we did mention, but mentioned this at about $1.54, jumped up all the way up over $4 going into extended hours. An insane breakout here, as you guys can see, continuing on higher throughout the day, pulling back, going to extended hours, jumping up to $4.12 from mentioning again at about $1.54, jumping up over $1.80, and then having over 100% breakout on the day from over $2 to over $4 going to extended hours. A very nice high risk play that we mentioned on news in the Insibles room. Again, if you want to see these major breakouts, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY. Again, if you guys have not already looked at that Fed tool, I'm going to put it in the description below. I put it in the description below yesterday, but I'm going to do it again just in case you guys did not get that link to the Fed future, so you guys can see exactly what we're anticipating leading into each Fed rate hike, what exactly our probabilities are. Now, as you guys can see, again, coming out with the doji candle, rejecting, again, even dropping into lowers of the day, not exactly that major pressure to the downside, since we still have anticipation of a possible 75-point base rate hike. And if we do get a 75-point base rate hike and we do digest, in my opinion, above 391. Again, this is the upper end of our previous support, now resistance. If we can digest above it, we would be looking to see if we can start to respect our 20-day moving average from there to see if we can digest and continue on higher. Again, we would want to see our 20-day moving average start to curl up and then give us a large bullish move, and that's what we would be looking for as far as continuing on higher with strength in sell pressure. As you guys can see, we're beginning an increase in sell pressure after CPI, again, getting an unexpected CPI at 8.3, expectations at 8.1, our prior CPI at 8.5. So we did get a lower one at 8.3, and we did get that increase in sell pressure. Now looking to see if we can get a continuation on decreases in sell pressure. As you guys can see going to today, we did get a solid red bar coming in, and again, very much looking for that continuation on decreases in sell pressure. As you guys can see, we had a nice bounce at this point in time. Again, when we got that decrease in sell pressure and we had that continuation on white shaded lines, we had a nice bounce at that point. So looking for that continuation on shifted momentum to the downside, and very much more so looking to see if we can get higher lows again with our EME lines and digest to the upside and possibly continue on above, again, the median of our MACD to see if we can get that strength to the upside. And that would be where we are looking for a possible bounce. Reversal, where everybody will call the bottom, is exactly when we have our EME lines getting higher lows. People will anticipate it, but once we cross, a lot of people will possibly call for a bottom or possible bounce back at that point in time. So that's what we're looking for as far as bouncing back with strength. And again, looking at our RSI, again, this is our relative strength. Again, we mentioned bullish divergence previously as we were oversold. As you guys can see, currently we are not oversold. We do still have room to run to the downside since we are not oversold. So if we do go oversold, then in my opinion, we will be looking for possible higher lows, looking for bullish divergence like we did previously, and then possibly look for a bottom from there, possible triple divergence, and then confirming, continuing on above and out of oversold territory. Looking for confirmation on that strength on the MACD is exactly what we'd be looking for as far as confirmation, again, with the RSI jumping out of oversold territory. Again, looking for these EME lines ultimately to cross here to see if we do get that shift in momentum on the MACD. Now, looking at our candle structure, again, to recap on our candle structure, as you guys can see, again, when we did get that CPI, unexpected above expectations, however, below prior. As you guys can see, we did have a momentum candle to the downside, and then we did have a doji candle coming out slightly after that. We were testing our 20-day moving average, and then we did get that rejection with our wick to the upside, dropped below our support here, and as you guys can see, had a gap down when we did drop down below our support, and then getting an engulfing candle as we were pulling back, now sitting at our midpoint as we are leading into tomorrow's FOMC meeting. In my opinion, going into tomorrow, it very much will be predicated on what the Feds say on top of what Fed hike they do mention. So again, if they mention, for example, that we have a 75-point base rate hike and we have a possibility of decreasing in the future, then we will have a large engulfing candle to the upside. However, if they mention we have a 100-point base rate hike and we do have possible increases in Fed rate hikes to come, and that they are not planning on decreasing rate hikes anytime soon, for example, extra bearish, then in my opinion, we can have a large engulfing candle to the downside. So again, that would be that ultimate bearish move. Again, just keeping our psychological candle structure in mind as we are leading into tomorrow is going to be very key. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for very volatile breakouts that we mention every single day in the Instabills room, go to instabills.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today. Again, and all of you Instabills that come over every single day and support the channel, we'll see what tomorrow brings. We have Powell coming in on Friday as well. We'll see exactly what they have in store for us. Again, if we have a major sell-off, I mean, we've had such a sell-off on the year. I mean, I would imagine at this point that we would be at least ready for opportunity at this point, you know? So in my opinion, if we do continue on lower, we have a lot more opportunity. We will look for a bullish setup. And even if we continued on lower, again, just looking for divergence from there. So again, just staying patient, letting the plays come to us. We will continue to go at it, stay patient, and take what the market gives us, as we always do in the Instabills room. And again, much love to every one of you guys. I appreciate every one of you guys truly every single day. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.